All right, with the new MLS season coming up, I get with my guy Fabian Rinkel. We talk about the expectations for this coming up season and more on the new official MLS Fantasy. Let's go.
Ain't been tight, never known curfews. Sunday night quiet, I ain't even out my church shoes. I done been white, premarital guessing perfumes. Psycho in a lot, they keep asking me who hurt you. Traded for diapers, ain't that some shit? You think buying beers and pacifiers made me a pacifist? There's a list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline.
But like I said, I love what they're doing and stuff. And what are your expectations totally for this? Like I said, I know you said the best season yet. What do you think as far as the expectations to make it the best upcoming season so far for MLS?
Yeah, look, I think MLS needs to capitalize on the World Cup. I like the move where the semifinals are still being played for the World Cup, and then you're starting your MLS season to go on air right after the semifinals of the World Cup, so you can have some more soccer if you want more soccer. And I think that's such a good move because you're gonna be getting all the people that are fiending more soccer after the World Cup, like, hey, it's not over yet. Actually, you can still watch the league, and if they capitalize on that, man, the amount of new fans that can come in after the World Cup will be insane, right? I mean,
yeah,
I have grandmas, people's grandmas coming up to me asking me about the World Cup. Like, the World Cup is a big deal. Like, I think maybe a lot of times we forget how big of a deal it is to the casual.
Yeah.
Like I bet you nobody can. I mean, maybe like 80% of the people that are going to watch the World Cup in the United States can't tell you a single U.S. men's national team player, but they're going to watch. So it's something where, oh yeah, you know what? Let's say, Diego Luna, he plays in MLS. You can actually watch him in Utah if you live in Utah, right? Little things like that. Max Arfston, he plays for the USMNT. Maybe he gets subbed on at the last second, gets a good assist, and he actually plays for Columbus. You can watch MLS on Apple TV, and capitalizing on those little moments of the World Cup will be huge. And I think, I hate to say, I mean, of course the MLS season is important, but man, if Diego Luna scores a goal and rips off his shirt in the World Cup,
that's gonna be tough.
People are gonna watch RSL in the second half of the season, right? So it's crazy. Like, I mean, one time I already saw like a TMZ report of Diego Luna, right? And that's like, TMZ, like what? Like, are we there now? Is MLS like, damn, we came a long ways, So, I think in capturing the national sports media and in capturing the whole, honestly, casual culture of sports watching, if MLS does that, I think this could easily be the biggest kind of year yet for MLS. And my expectation is that they are gonna definitely capture that. And I think we're gonna see, I want to say like a 10 to 20% boost of fans that are on the socials and things like that. Because I think there's gonna be a lot more casual viewers, but I think the community is gonna jump. Like, we're all gonna notice a significant jump in the community for sure.
And which, I know with a lot of fans, they love interacting with sports and stuff like that, which tomorrow is a big day too as well. With fantasy coming up, can you give me more details on that and what people can expect on it? Because like I said, just being a part of stuff like that, I feel like is major and only helps the sport in general as well. So what's more details on that? What can we expect with it?
Yeah, look, hey, my dream was always to kind of help grow the sport as much as I can, help grow MLS as much as I can in the United States. And I got this crazy opportunity to help, launch a new home of MLS, of the official MLS Fantasy. I'm excited to kind of be here with Kickbase, becoming the official MLS Fantasy and kind of working with fantasy and sports watching, because we all know if we watch NFL football, we're all locked into our phones because we're playing fantasy as well, right?
Yeah, for sure.
The biggest issue with MLS fantasy in the past, in my opinion, was that there was no live updates. There was no kind of, your running back rushes for 3 yards and then your points go up 0.3. They didn't have that before. But now with Kickbase and where I work, there's going to be over 100 actions that are scored. There's going to be live updates so you can talk smack while it happens to your friends, right?
Yeah.
And whenever that, you add into a tool like that into a growing market where you can use this asset to kind of invite your friends to watch more MLS is only going to be bigger and better thing for MLS. So I'm super excited. We're here in New York. We're going to be working closely with MLS for interviews and things like that. So no, I'm totally excited. Fantasy is going to, hopefully, fingers crossed, help MLS kind of really kind of get their bearings in this kind of new age sport watching era. And we're not gambling, so don't worry. Where there's no gambling in app, but you definitely can do lunch bets with your friends. That's what I always do with fantasy football,
for sure,
right? That's always the fun stuff. And I think whenever there's something on the line, like either if it's trash talk or pride or 100 wings that you don't want to pay for, it's always a lot more fun. So I'm excited to kind of introduce fantasy into the MLS world, where you can see updates and have a whole bunch of new kind of stats that we're going to be looking for during a game. Like one stat that we have that I love is an off the woodwork assist. So if you hit the post and then a guy hits it in, you get 30 points. And that's
wow.
Yeah, and that's going to be fun, right? Because there's things that you would never thought to like, oh wait, that's good, and it's going to be a learning curve and it's going to be fun. So I'm excited for that to kind of launch and to go. By the time this is out, we probably already launched. So I'm excited for all that.
Oh man, I think it's the perfect timing for it and everything as well. Like I said, I know you definitely feel proud to be that domino to get that going and being a part of that. I'm sure it's a great feeling, man. And like I said, just far as a person that like I said, does fantasy football, does fantasy basketball, MLS, like just to have that is major. That's major, man.
No, and now I have an excuse for my friends that don't watch MLS to watch MLS, right? Like you're about to get smacked, don't get smacked. You better start watching, So I find personally so much pride in my fantasy football team that I am a sicko, man. I'm reading injury reports. I'm calling up the hospitals in the area to see how the player's doing. So I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of spearhead MLS fantasy because it's definitely close to home for me.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Like I said, with any other sports, I have friends that they don't know nothing about American football or basketball. They be like, "Hey, who is so and so? Are they good? Should I pick them on my team?" You know what I mean? So just to have that conversation going, like I said, around this time of the year and around with the World Cup around the window, like I said, you're knocking everything out the park, man. Like I said, from a outsider looking at everything you do on social media and everything like that, I just want to say, hey, congrats to everything that you're doing. I love everything that you're doing. Like I said, just for the soccer, aka football world in general, just for here in the U.S. And I think it's major, man. And hats off to you for that, for sure, man.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. I'm always down to talk. So especially because the more we talk about it, the more it grows, right? So no, thank you so much for having me on, and it's been a true pleasure. And I appreciate the kind words.
Oh man, definitely, man, definitely. I know, like I said, you're on a tour right now. Other podcasts, I know you got other stuff you got to go to. And for anybody who want to find any of your social media, and definitely let them know. I can also tag it too as well, so that they can see where to find you as you go on this media tour, and as they can see what's next up with MLS Fantasy too.
Yeah, so you can definitely follow me at Fabian Rankel on Twitter and on Instagram. And then if you want to play some MLS fantasy, you can definitely at Kickbase USA. Kickbase is the brand or the name of the company that's going to be taking over for MLS Fantasy, the official. So yeah, you can definitely you'll see it if you like MLS. Well, I'll make sure you see the fantasy stuff so that you don't miss it.
Oh, indeed, definitely, man. Well, again, I appreciate you, and thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, go to this channel, and be ready to lose against me at MLS Fantasy Official. All right, but yeah, I appreciate you, man. You take it easy.
Take care. Thank you.
There's a list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline. There's a list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline.